Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Coffee's hot, frequency's alive. 145.430. You listening to the morning hum? This is the Coffee Break Net. Steam rising with the sunrise glow. Signals bouncing nice and low. Foothill light and silicon sky. Morning check-ins rolling by. Call sign ready, mic in hand. Voices drifting through the band. RF dancing in the air. Someone's mobile somewhere out there. Keyed up, drop your sign. One at a time, you're sounding fine. Sip so don't rush the day. Net control will lead the way. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. So like riding on the beam. Checking out, don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. From the hills to the bay. W6EK Echo starts the day. Check in. AllStarLink been feeling strong. Echolink brings friends along. Mobile base or handheld tight. Everyone's sounding right. Morning traffic rolling through. Signal reports 5x2. Laughing in between the keys. Coffee cup and beeper R's. Mic drop, carry a tone. You're never really alone. One more round, take your place. Good vibes on the interface. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. Sunlight riding on the beam. Check it out. Don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. Morning voices, RF stream. Coffee break, live on the machine. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Coffee's hot. Frequency's alive. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Good morning. Voices. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by.
Good morning, all. Happy Easter to everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Break Net. This is KW6U, enjoying a nice Easter morning here in Auburn, California. Hanging out with you all today. The Coffee Break Net is every morning, 7 days a week, 7:30 to around 10 a.m. And we'll have a really nice morning today. Let's go over our national days here. Easter, of course. Happy Easter to all. Biggest holiday of the year for Christians. And hopefully everybody's having a good day. Nice spring day as well. And we got a few other days here. Food, usually. National Deep Dish Pizza Day. Oh, boy. Who doesn't love deep dish pizza? I'm always looking for food first. We have National Raisin and Spice Bar Day. Haven't had one of those in a while. And then, of course, what's Easter without Peeps? A little marshmallow treat shaped like bunnies and little chicks. And National Caramel Day, along with a few other things. So, any geologists out there? It's your day as well. Let's go ahead and take some check-ins, some quick in and out so you can get on with your Easter morning. This is KW6U. We'll start out with some quick in and outs.
Good morning there, KN6BXX. This is Kilo Bravo 7, Delta Foxtrot Papa KB7 DFP Pedestrian Mobile, Twin Falls.
KC8, Fox Queen Victor, KC8 FQV.
M6EKV, good morning.
KD3 AJN, Kilo Delta 3, Alpha Juliet November.
All right, a nice little quick round here. Good morning, Anna, KD3AJN. Good morning, Carl, N6CKV. Morning, Mark, KC8FQV. Ken, KB7DFP. And then KN6BXX. Let's start with you, KN6BXX. What are you up to this morning?
Well, good morning there, gentlemen. Blessed Easter, everybody. This is KN6BXX Michael from Carmichael and Citrus Heights. Just coming up the parking lot of my home church, St. Mark's Lutheran, Citrus Heights, off to our 8 a.m. worship service with some brunch in between. Just me today. My wife and son got a little bit of a stomach flu issue, but they're recovering fine. But I'm going to stay there, and I'll be home the rest of the day after that. But yeah, it was a good day. And by the way, guys, Sierra Foothills Club, thank you very much. You guys did a great job with last week's Hamfest, and I'm glad Smitty and got a little deal with my Radio Shack, old Radio Shack shortwave radio. I was just trying to shed some stuff, but I'm glad Smitty got it, and great job, Sierra Foothills Club. Great job, and we'll hope to do it again next year. All right, just going to park and go off to church. Blessings to you guys, 7-3s, and keep up the good work with Coffee Break. KN6BXX, have a great day.
All right, Michael. Yeah, I haven't heard much about Coffee Break Net. I was out of town and missed it. I was in Hawaii for a week with my mother and mother-in-law and missed the whole thing. So I'll love to hear about it some more later on today from folks. Thanks, Michael. Have a great day. Happy Easter, and we'll catch you next time. KN6BXX, KW6U73. Morning, Ken. KB7DFP, Pedestrian Mobile. Out getting out nice and early on a nice spring day.
Yeah, absolutely. 38.3 degrees. The sun's out, so it'll probably warm up. So I'll have to go get a coffee, go for a ride, then bring it from there.
Yeah, it's a little brisk this morning for you. I know it's been a little cooler here as well. I could tell that when I got back from Hawaii, I think it rained quite a bit there, and then I'm sure it rained here because everything was wet for sure.
We had a day of wind and was on a snow day, and I don't know, it's been, I'm ready for spring to come back. It was here for a second, and then it went away, and then I'm ready for it to show its face again.
Well, you got a good little teaser, so maybe you just, did the flowers pop up yet in your area? At 38 degrees, it seems like they're a little chilly.
have some springy things springing up around, so there are a couple of flowers popping up, and even ones that look a little bit like dandelions. Oh, no.
Oh, by the way, it is National Dandelion Day as well. I love it when my grandkids find those things and spread the seeds everywhere.
Yeah, this day definitely makes sense for that National Day, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Well, hopefully you find more flowers than weeds, and then you'll on your walk, and you'll continue having a great day. Happy Easter.
All right, thank you. Happy Easter. Turn it back over to you. Have a great net, KB7DFP.
All right, Ken. Enjoy your walk. KB7DFE, KW6U73. Good morning, Mark. KC8FQV. What are you up to this Easter Sunday?
Okay. Well, we'll already cut some fruit up already. We'll finish that when Mom comes back, but yeah, cut some of the fruit up. Everything else is going good. Heard the cat. I wonder what the cat, they do it, that purr really gets noisy, and you can feel it sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to go with my cousins in a couple hours. Be quick, short to go over the river and through the woods, but it'd be difficult. So I think it'll be easier just to get in the car and drive over there about a mile and a half. But shorter to go right through the woods. But it'd be tougher. So we'll just send it back. Oh, I got 44 degrees out up here. Boy, it was nice yesterday. They said we were up into the 80s, and it was nice yesterday. The kids were out, and they got their egg baskets and that. We went in to eat. We were ready to leave my sister's daughter's house, and it was raining. And then we got going down the road, and boy, oh boy, did it let out. We couldn't even see where you're going just about. And that happened for about 5 minutes, and then it let up, but it was still raining good, and then it let up a lot more. So we made it home. I'll send it back to net, KSFQV.
Sounds like you had a nice spring thunderstorm. They get pretty significant sometimes. That's just feeding the flowers. So have a great day, Mark. Happy Easter to you. It sounds like you're having a great day already. KC8FQV, KW6U73. Good morning, Carl in 6CKV. What are you up to this Easter morning?
Good morning, Jeff, and everyone else out there. Well, I'm going to take it easy this morning and then mow this afternoon. Got still some mowing left, and it's dried out enough after the rain, so I think it'll be a good day to mow.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Anytime it rains, it makes things grow, and of course, that's just more mowing and weed eating for you.
Yeah, that's for sure. We got a lot to mow. Anyway, that's about it. I don't have much else exciting going on, so I'm going to say 73. Everyone have a good Easter Sunday, and 6CKV. Thanks for running the net, Jeff. It's always a pleasure.
Well, enjoy your Easter, Carl. It's a nice spring day today. A little breezy, but should be pretty nice. N6CKV, KW6U73. Good morning, Anna, KD3AJN. How are you this morning, and what else is going on with you today?
Good morning, Jeff, and everyone else on the net. Happy Easter. We're just having a relaxing, quiet day at home. Going to have a nice dinner and just relax and listen to the baseball game. The Pirates play at, I I think 135. Not sure. Have to check it out.
I always find that funny. Not 130, 135. How do they choose those times?
Well, on opening day, they started at 412, which is the area code for Pittsburgh. And that's kind of weird, but hey, whatever. You know, they do what they want to do. But it was close to 80 degrees yesterday, and today it's 44 and going down to 33 tonight. So this weather just can't figure out what it wants to do. Everyone have a great Easter and enjoy. Stay safe. KD3AJN.
Well, that is springtime weather for you. A little bit schizophrenic. Have a great day, Anna. Enjoy your Easter celebrations and enjoy the food. KD3AJN, KW6U73. All right, good morning all. That was the first round of in and outs. We can take some more if you like. We'll move into a little bit of rag chews, but I always want to put the in and outs up front, so if you're ready to get on with your day, we'll start with you. Let's take some more check-ins. This is KW6U.
KM6 RFB in and out.
KB6 LUV. Good morning. Kilo Charlie 6, Sierra Lima Echo.
Kilo November 6, Sierra Lima November. In and out. All right. Well, let's see who we've got here. Good morning, KN6SLN. I've got you in there. Good morning, Graydon, KC6SLE. Good morning, Brett, KB6LUV. And good morning, Scott, KM6RFB. And Scott, I got you down as in and out. How are you this morning, and what are you up to?
I'm doing great, Jeff, and happy Easter to everybody on the net, and hope everybody has a great time. I am heading over to Home Depot to pick up some landscaping material so I can continue working on my backyard today. And then tonight we've got the Aries Net at 7:30 on the Zoom room, and N6EMS is doing a overview of the Zoll AED that the club has, and so does Aries have.
There you go. The features don't really change a whole lot, except hopefully the explanation gets simpler and easier for the novices out there.
Absolutely, and it's a good thing that everybody has an understanding how it works, especially in the club, because we do have one, and we don't want anybody afraid of using it or concerned I don't know how to make it work.
Absolutely. They're very simple devices. The hardest part of the whole situation is calming yourself down enough to be able to listen to the instructions the device is giving you and follow them. Fairly simple to use, though, and good to know about their basic operation so you don't panic when you need it.
Absolutely, Jeff. And as you well know from your medical background, an AED is probably one of the strongest links in the chain of survival for anybody having a cardiac moment. And getting a AED onto somebody as quick as possible really makes the outcome more positive.
Yeah, it's been an amazing life-saving device. It's been added to, everywhere now, I think. Most airports, most of the public spaces have one somewhere. The hardest part, if you're like in a mall or something, is finding it, but they're there.
Absolutely. And at every club meeting and every club event, we have one available to us.
because the club owns one, and so we want to make sure people, feel comfortable enough to, if they have to use it, they can.
Good call, and I do like that we have one. I think it's great, and hopefully we'll never have to use it. It's just one of those devices that if you need it, you really need it, and if you don't, it sits there and waiting. So that'll be good. That'll be a good discussion.
Absolutely, and it's not just for us. We're out in the public. It could be used on the general public, and having one of our club members who know how to use it help somebody in the public is a great public service.
Well, it could, it would have definitely is available. I mean, my apologies here. My wife was talking to me right as I was typing ready to answer. Having one available for use when you need it, and it's good for everybody in the public. And the Hamfest is one of those things. We had it there available for just in case. And we got some folks, let's face it, we've got some folks in the ham community that are getting along in years. And we want to make sure that we can respond appropriately to an emergency.
Absolutely. But again, this is a positive day and a great day, and I hope everybody enjoys their day with their family and it does whatever they enjoy doing, especially with kids and things like that. So on that note, I'm going to give it back to you, Jeff. Thanks for running the net today, and we'll talk to you later. KM6 RFB, back to net.
All right, Scott, thanks for all you do. I know you're a busy guy. You've got stuff going on, so happy Easter to you, and we'll catch you next time. KN6RFB, KW6U73. And good morning, Brett, KB6LUV. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Jeff and Coffee Break Net land. I am extremely blessed. I am on the green side of the grass, and man, that big orange ball is in the sky. There's not too many clouds, a couple of puffy ones, but it looks like it's just going to be a spectacular day here in South Natomas in Northern California. Hope everybody can have a blessed day. If you are celebrating Easter, celebrate it. It is a day to celebrate, that's for sure. I am thankful, but I'm thankful every day for blessings and abundance in my life. So I will say, at Hamfest, I went and I got a 3D printer at a radio swap meet last week. And yesterday, I printed off my first test print. Quite successful.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, have you had a 3D printer before? Is it your very first time ever using one? I've, seen them in action, but I've never actually used one.
Yep, it was my very first time putting my hands on one. I've had friends who have one, and I have had things that have been made for me from 3D printers, but never tried it myself. So I was actually pretty impressed with myself. I tried print once and then twice, but I stopped those prints immediately because I noticed that there was a problem. So I didn't spend much time correcting any long-term print things. And then on my third attempt, perfect. So I'm really happy because 3D printers can be finicky.
I guess they can. There's a learning curve like everything. I know very little about their functionality other than just seeing a couple things in action. And, of course, they're very, very useful. I mean, these days they're even starting to replace carrying a huge parts bin on sailboats. People are starting to get to the point where they have a 3D printer on the boat and files for all the parts they need. You need a new impeller blade? Well, you can just 3D print one.
Yeah, the technology has really, has become amazingly, affordable and, accessible. 10, 15 years ago, something like this, thinking about a person in their home designing their own 3D parts and then printing them inside their houses, that's a dream. But now they're making 3D printers that, extrude metal, so you can also 3D print metal parts, which is crazy.
And I guess I don't really know the strength of metal stuff. I will learn about this some other time on it, I suppose. I have you down as an in and out this morning, but I'm looking forward to learning about how strong those parts are. And like everything, I'm sure there's a learning curve with it. But once you figure it out, there's amazing files out there. People have done incredibly creative things. And, of course, you can make your own if you take the time to learn the software.
Yep, definitely a deep hobby, as deep as radio is. So, anyway, yep, quick in and out. I will say thank you very much for being there this morning, for running the net. Everybody else out there in Coffee Break Net land, have a great day. It's a great day to be alive and to celebrate. So, if you're out on the roads, be safe because the crazies are going to be out there as well. So, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. KB6LUV, be of love. 73, clear and listening.
All right, Brett, enjoy your printer. I'm sure you'll learn all kinds of new ways of making accessories for your ham radio hobby. Or addiction, I don't know which it is. KB6LUV, KW6U73. Good morning, Graydon, KC6SLE. Were you going to be a quick in and out, or should I move on to John and then circle back to you?
I think I'll be fairly quick, Jeff.
All right, good morning. Happy Easter. What are you up to today?
Well, good morning and happy Easter, everybody else. Just a quiet Easter. I think we're going to go... I want to see the movie Project Hail Mary. I think we're going to go do that this morning a little later. So that's one of the target things we need to do. And when we get back from that, I continue doing the weeding, clean up of the property. We've done the first round, so everything is looking good. With the rain, just needs a little bit of tune-up.
Now, have you read the book yet? You're going to see the movie first or read the book?
I always like to read the book first, so I did read the book. In fact, I've been trying to give the book away. I'll bring it to, it's a good book, I'll bring it down to the club meeting on Friday and just set it out with a little free tag on it for anybody that has not read and wants to read it. I always like to read the book first and then see the movie, because movies can never touch everything that's in a book.
Yeah, the book can go into much greater detail, and in fact does. The movie does its best. I went ahead and saw it right away, and I don't want to spoil anything to you. They don't change much. I mean, it really is a fair representation of the book. They just have to accelerate past certain parts because the detail in a book is too great.
That's what I've heard. I've heard some critics talking about it. They said that they thought it was a fair representation, and that's about all you can ask for. One of his previous books, The Martian, was turned into a good movie, but they couldn't pick up all the detail that was in The Martian.
That's right. I mean, I don't know how long a movie would be if they stuck true to the book. I mean, it would. Obviously it takes quite a bit of time to watch it or to read it, and when you put it all together, I don't think anybody could stand through that unless they made it a series. And there are some cases where they did that, and even then they had to trim it.
That's true. I mean, how many times have they tried to do the Dune series? And I think, I haven't seen the latest one, but the ones they did earlier, I think failed. And actually, I didn't enjoy them at all.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
Good morning, Jeff and Graydon and everybody else. W2VX. If you made
a movie that was true to the book, every page takes about 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes to portray in video. So, take a couple 100-page book and everybody'd be sitting there through multiple intermissions. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out. 7-3.
Yeah, no doubt something has to go, and it's difficult to do that. A lot of things are descriptions of visual experiences, and so I think that's where Project Hail Mary did a great job of showing things. A lot of the descriptive things are better seen than read.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I enjoy reading, and if the author is good, the author, has a good grasp on how to write, I can get the description, I can get the image. It may be different than others get from it, but never had that problem with reading something that's well written to get a good description of what he's describing.
Well, I think you'll find in the movie they did an exceptionally good job of that part of it, the description of the ships, of the interior, of the characters. Pretty decent job across the board. So most people who've read the book and then watch the movie are going to be happy with it.
Yes, there's one part of the book, and I'm not going to give any detail because I don't want to be a spoiler either, but there's one part of it between the main character and one of the other main characters that's, it's a difficult time and it's a tense time, and I'm curious if they're going to go into that and how they're going to go into it.
I will not spoil it for you. You'll have to find out how they did it.
That was a perfect answer. Well, I better let you move on. A couple QSTs. One is there will be a fox hunt this month. It's a little bit early because the fox hunt is on the last Saturday of the month. But we will have a fox hunt this month. We did not have one last month because it overlapped with Loomis Hamfest. So all the fox hunters were out hunting for bargains. So I guess you could consider that a fox hunt as well. The other item I wanted to mention is, we have a couple of more items. We have the BE session coming up tomorrow night at the Confluence Church at 7 o'clock. Prior to that will be everyone's getting together at Happy Walk in Auburn on Elm Avenue. Got a good set of volunteer Elmers showing up tomorrow night. I didn't know, Jeff, if you wanted to join us. You've been joining us lately, and I appreciate that. And if you can join us for dinner, that'd be great too. The VE session, it's always a wonderful opportunity. Tomorrow's, so far, I looked it up yesterday, it's all upgrades. I didn't see any new hams coming in, but that's fine too. Let me take a quick break and one other item. At the club meeting on Friday, this coming Friday, Jim and I are going to be having several tables of leftover materials, ham equipment, I should say, from the Loomis Ham Fest, and it's going to be a touch it, take it. It's going to run from 6 to 7:15. We're going to be very strict about the hours because we don't want to interfere with the meeting. But 6 to 7:15, this will be part one. We'll do the same thing in May with the other half of the stuff that we have. But it's all free. It's all stuff that doesn't have a high monetary value, but it has a high ham usefulness value. And we're going to take one more shot. We're calling it the second chance to give it to hams that can utilize it. If it doesn't make it through to Friday night, doesn't make it through on the following meeting in May, it's going to get recycled. So everything's free. Come take a look at it. If you can use it, take it.
Good morning.
Touch it, take it. Gotta love it. I'm sure there's going to be some gem in there for somebody that just, that's the thing I was looking for. Well, thanks for the announcements, Creighton, and all that you do with that. Hopefully we'll have a nice big turnout for for the VE session that's coming up soon. All right, thanks again. And I'll go ahead and let you go. Enjoy seeing the movie and getting work done. It's a nice cool day to get stuff done outside if you like. And happy Easter to you and Lisa.
And happy Easter again to everyone. 73, KC6, SLE.
All right, great. And thanks again. KC6 SLE, KW6U73. Good morning, John, KN6 SLN. How are you? Happy Easter. KN6 SLN. Good morning, John. If you're still there, come on back. Otherwise, we'll just move on down our line. Well, I've got you as an in and out. Good morning. All right. Well, let's go ahead and we can take some more check-ins. Unless, Doug, did you have anything else to add, W2BX, to the net this morning?
Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for including me in the morning celebration. Teresa took off for church because she's putting out treats and all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to be right behind her and see if I can't about setting up all the decorations and that kind of thing. It's a big celebration today, and I was thinking I might ride my bicycle over there just because.
Well, it'll be a nice morning for that bike ride, and of course, when you get there, there will be treats to be had to just kind of recover some of that energy.
Yeah, I think some of those treats even have chocolate in them, and I'm sure there's sugar, so there'll be plenty of goat juice. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. Thanks for including me. Everybody have a wonderful Easter, and 7-3. Take care.
All right, Doug, happy Easter to you. Have fun. W2VX, KW6U73. All right, good morning, all. Happy Easter to you all. This is the Coffee Break Net, taking some more check-ins. Let's see who else is out there, and please let me know if you are an in and out.
N9MUF.
Good morning, Daniel, N9MUF. What do you have planned today?
My plans are mostly rest. Do a little bit of music and I think a fair amount of proto prep. We've got an issue with the vertical clamp that we've been using for the antenna, so I've either got to figure out how to get it fixed quickly enough or switch over to a tripod.
Sounds like fun. Always a project. You never know what's going to make of it. Are you going to use a 3D printer to fix some things, or you have parts already in your hand?
I think the part will probably be a trip to the hardware store to pick up a couple of nuts. I've reached out to the manufacturer to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and that there isn't a part that was on there that I don't remember. But if I don't hear back, I'll do a quick and dirty fix, see what I can do. The community that I'm in tends to shut down pretty hard on Easter Day. Very Catholic, and it's very hit and miss whether some of the stores are open.
So you're going to possibly have to rummage through your bucket of nuts and bolts to find something that might work for a temporary fix. Yeah, I get it. Some of the smaller communities, they don't have anything open, and occasionally that happens around here, but mostly we're a busier area, I think, so some stores stay open.
Well, I mean, we're a fairly large suburb of Chicagoland, but it's a very strong Catholic community. and that's part of the reason I'm not at church. I'm Episcopalian, and our big celebration is actually Easter Vigil on Saturday night. And I went up to the music director and said, look, we've got 2 guitar players tomorrow. Mind if I tap out? And I got the go-ahead. So that's the reason I'm checking in a little earlier than usual, and I'm not mobile, is I decided to do the Episcopalian thing and sleep in on Easter morning.
Yeah, that's a big thing in the Catholic Church as well, Easter Vigil, but they'll also continue through Sunday. So it goes both ways there. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to take a rest today, and you can do something a little bit fun for yourself.
Oh, church is always fun, and the music is always fun, but there are times when you just want to wake up slowly, and like right now I'm just curled up in front of the radio with a lap warmer that's purring mightily, and it's a great way to start an Easter morning.
That it is. I am on I just finished my 3rd cup of coffee. I don't know where you are in that chain of coffee mugs. I think I'm going to stop now. I'll be talking too fast if I add more.
I think I'm on 2. My wife, I know she loves me because she sets up a pot of coffee for me every night on a timer. And so I just grab the pot and pour it in a carafe so I don't have to move back and forth between the coffee maker and my desk. And I've got a nice carafe of coffee sitting here. And I just get to relax this morning. Like I said, our big thing besides some music, I want to tweak a couple of songs a bit more that I hope to start recording next week, and dotting the I's and crossing the T's for the POTA. Talked temperature with my son, and he agreed that it's, he's more than willing to go out, even though it's going to be slightly on the chillier side. He said, it's Monday, let's go do it.
Very good. Get ready for a POTA. Yeah, it seems like there's that little front that's coming through and chilling down people's spring days, but that won't last, and before long it'll be too hot to enjoy a POTA.
I'm sorry you broke up there. What did you say?
Oh, before long, with this nice chilly POTA, it'll be too hot to enjoy a POTA, at least around here.
Yeah, you keep breaking up. You keep saying these strange words, too hot. And my take on it is if I can strap myself to a hot motorcycle and go for a ride, I can take a break and enjoy a POTA as well.
Yeah, and around here, it wouldn't take long to just drive up the hill where it's a bit cooler. We have mountains nearby, and we can chill down a little bit. But in your case, yeah, you just have to go a little faster.
Now, I've got a weird metabolism. Growing up in both Montana and over in India, as long as I've got a little bit of a time to adjust, I can handle extremes fairly well. So when everybody else around me is grumbling about the heat, I'm just like, hey, come on, let's go.
It doesn't usually stop me either. I'm in that category of, if I'm enjoying myself, I can manage the temperature. The extremes that we get in the ranges of activities that I do, it's not a big deal.
And there's these strange leafy things that they call trees that they put the picnic tables underneath at these parks. So how dare I actually find shade and set up for a POTA?
Oh boy, something nice and cool when everybody else is hot. Imagine that.
Take a couple thermoses of cold water and a nice little breeze, and you're all set for a bit. And again, to me, it's more the chill during a POTA rather than the heat, because usually if I'm outside, you're moving. staying warm either with walking or with shoveling or, in my case, growing up, feeding the cattle. And with the POTA, you're just kind of sitting there. And the problem for me with the POTA is if I'm trying to do a CW POTA in the cold, my CW speed tends to double due to the shiver of the hands.
Well, I haven't tried that yet. I don't know that I would perform well with gloves on. I hadn't made the attempt.
I've been trying to find the gloves that I used for skydiving. There's enough of a feel through those gloves that I think I could pull off CW with those gloves on, but I'm not sure where I put them.
Well, I'm sure people get skilled doing it. I just haven't made the attempt yet to do that kind of stuff. I'm still learning. I guess I'm not proficient enough anyway to really to be able to adjust to the extremes at the moment. And I'll keep working at it, though.
But that's the fun of amateur radio. There's always a new thing to try out, it's like learning a new song. You might know how to play a guitar, but that doesn't mean you know how to play every song. And that's how I kind of see amateur radio. There's a lot of different tweaks and twists to it that you can always find a way to improve.
And you're always improving. There's no doubt about it. There's lots of different ways of doing things. And, of course, just like in learning a new song, you kind of get bored with the one thing and you want to try something more difficult. And there you go. That's always a part of it. We just can't stick with the same antenna. We got to change it once in a while.
Yeah, that was the fun part about the last POTA is I was talking about antennas with my son and why I wanted to get two different antennas for the POTAs and explained, hey, the one antenna that I want to get is great, but we'll need the car to move it because it's a little too big for a motorcycle. And I said the other one, it's even smaller. But we talked about the power, the trade-offs between power and the antenna. I said, all the power in the world won't compensate for a poor antenna.
Yeah, it's all about the efficiency and your circumstance. So you figure out it's a tool for a job. I got to admit, I was looking at some of the military antennas that are out there for vehicles. Just kind of curious to see what the efficiencies are, how different they are. And the cost goes way up when you start getting into that, higher level of functionality. And so sometimes building your own, homebrew kind of a situation is much better than paying full tilt for a fully efficient antenna.
Well, I'm more than fine with what I'm doing, given the fact that I want it to be on the back of a motorcycle. I think my comparison point is I keep hearing story after story about the kid who goes into the guitar shop and has a bunch of money for a guitar and spends it on a nice Strat or a Les Paul, and then they realize they've got to buy an amplifier. They've been playing through this Marshall stack and getting great tone out of that, and then they buy a very cheap amplifier, and they don't understand why it doesn't sound as good when they get home. And it's kind of what I tell people, when you're buying a guitar, put the money into the amplifier more than the guitar, because you can keep using that amplifier with different guitars. And to me, it's kind of the same thing with an antenna. You might be replacing the radio, but you get that antenna set up, and it's unlikely you're going to be swapping that one out.
Yeah, exactly. That and, all the good feed lines and all that need to make it, efficient along the way. The connection to the antenna, in your case, also connections to the amps. Cheap cables make harder work of yourself, reducing the efficiency. I agree with you. I think good antenna is everything. And, of course, I'm in an HOA, so I've got to be careful about what I can do. I did find a situation that works very well. But I've noticed I've got a little bit of additional inefficiency somewhere, and so I've got to go check all the connections out.
Well, and that's the trade-off. Every amplifier is a compromise, and every antenna is a compromise.
And it's just finding the compromise that works for your situation.
As always, that's the ever-changing sense of our hobby. We've got plenty to check, plenty to change out.
And that's part of what makes it fun, tweaking stuff. Like I said, I'll keep that same radio, but I'll be flipping back and forth with the antennas depending on whether I'm on the motorcycle, depending on whether we're doing a full expedition, and I'll have that flexibility. And always too, I get these people who are getting their general, and they're like, but I don't have the ability to put up a tower. And it's like, look, a bad antenna is better than no antenna. And there are a lot of compromises that you can start out with, and I see so many people that get intimidated by the Elmers in their so-called Elmers, I think is a better way to phrase it, who try and tell them that it's basically a tower with a Yagi or nothing. And I'm like, you're better off with a random wire and a tuner than absolutely nothing.
Yeah, agreed. Towers are not always, easy to install no matter where you are. But they're fun. You can certainly have a blast with them. But most of the time they're going to be remote for people. Not a lot of people can have a tower on their property.
Oh, that's absolutely the case. And, again, everything's a compromise. You've got what you can do on the property. Sometimes you've got a spouse who says, hey, putting up an eyesore on our property, and you've got to work around all those different things. But that's part of the joy. We find a way to work around things, and we still get on the air.
That we do. One of the most creative parts of our hobby is solving various problems. Well, anyway, Daniel, we've been chatting along a little bit. We may have woken up a few more people who are also lazily sleeping in this happy Easter morning, and hopefully they are now making their way with some coffee over to the mic.
Well, it's been a wonderful morning. Just finished off the cinnamon rolls here and enjoying the coffee and my lap warmer, and being able to listen to the entire net on a Sunday morning is a rare treat, and I'm enjoying it. 7-3 to you in the net, Jeff, N9MUF.
Have a happy Easter, Daniel. We'll talk to you next time. N9MUF, KW6U73. All right, good morning. This is KW6U for the Coffee Break Net. Happy Easter, and we'll go ahead and take some more check-ins, and please let me know if you are a quick in and out.
Whiskey Uniform 6 Hotel, quick in and out.
Norway 6 Yankee, Germany. W2VX, quick recheck.
Kilo Delta 6, Quebec Hotel. A quick in and out. Happy Easter Passover, everybody.
KO6TH, good morning.
All right, let me run through my list here this morning to make sure I got everybody. There was one station I'll need to confirm or check out. KO6TH, I've got you. Good morning, Peter, KD6QZH, and Doug will get you a recheck. And I've got Ryan, WU6H, and there was another station that I completely missed, and my apologies. Come again, please.
The Norway 6 Yankee, Germany, N6YG.
George got you in there, N6YG. All right, I'll get the quick in and outs here, but Doug, I'm going to come to you first. W2VX, did you have an extra comment?
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I was just donning my gear to jump on for my bicycle ride, And it occurred to me, I read Hail Mary. Well, I didn't actually read it. I downloaded the audiobook. And, of course, there's all kinds of relativistic, discussion in the book about, how to compress space-time, all that stuff. Well, when I was listening to Hail Mary, I slowly ratcheted up the playback speed. And so, in a sense, I experienced my own time compression while reading a book about time compression and space travel. Just thought I'd share that random thought. 7-3s, everybody, and I hope that, time doesn't go by too fast for you. Enjoy the day. 7-3.
Time compression. Yeah, that's a whole mind-boggling thing most people don't understand. All right, Doug, thanks for that. We'll talk to you later. And Ryan, good morning, W6EK. How are you this morning?
Good morning, and happy Easter to all. So my son's like 23. He graduates college next month, but or in May. Are we in April? Yeah, I guess so. Wow. But it seems like just yesterday when, you'd go out there on a Saturday afternoon, mow the lawn out back, make it all nice, trim it, get the chairs all ready, and poke your wife in the morning at about like 5:30 or 6 to go out and hide eggs, right? We still get them in Easter basket, but just end up throwing a whole ton of candy in a giant bowl and say, "Here you go, buddy."
Yeah, somewhere along the way, just to get them to go out there and hunt for Easter eggs, we started putting money in it because I wanted them to go continue to do that. So we would put cash in the different Easter eggs out there, and sometimes it'd be candy, sometimes it'd be money, and of course they're fighting over the money ones.
Yeah, the one with a $20 bill in it is usually up in the tree, so they have to start looking up, right?
One year I was very sneaky, and I put out a camouflaged egg, and I put a $20 bill in there, and it took them quite a while to find it, but my daughter eventually found it. Two daughters and a son, and the one who's very detailed, she figured out where it might be. She thought, I know my dad, I know he's going to hide it right here, and she was right.
Oh, that's great. Yep. Or you could have messed with him and said, "There's a $100 bill in one of these," and kind of gave him a hint like it's in the rain gutter up top. Anyway, and then the other thing, I was just watching a little Good Day Sacramento this morning, and they had all these kids sitting in Easter Bunny laps and Santa Claus pictures. I'm groovy with Santa Claus pictures, but Easter Bunny pictures, they're always kind of creepy. It's like clown pictures.
I agree with that. They scare the heck out of the kids. I mean, this giant bunny with massive teeth and they're supposed to sit on their lap? Is he going to bite my head off?
I know. And they were doing this camera roll of everybody that had sent in their Easter egg their Easter Bunny pictures. And yeah, like 100%, 10 out of 10 were terrorized looking faces. But that's my quick in and out. Good morning, Jeff. Happy Easter. Hope you have a great one. You and your family. 7-3 W6EK.
All right, Ryan. Enjoy your Easter as well. W6EK KW6U 73. Hi, good morning, George. N6YG. What are you up to this fine Easter morning?
Oh, a whole lot of nothing. Listening to my rooster sitting outside my window.
morning because he hears me talking in here. I think I'm going to get myself one of those airsoft pellet guns. And my wife said, no, you're not going to do that. Anyways, well, I appreciate the fresh eggs every morning. So do the dogs. And now we got another dozen eggs or so in the incubator. So we'll have another batch of chickens. Easter is an interesting topic. I'm grew up Greek Orthodox, so Easter is usually a week long ordeal, and it's usually a week after Western Easter. It's based on the Julian calendar, the old calendar, instead of the new one. So, and it starts. Greek Easter is kind of a whole long week of what do you want to call it? Services and tradition, and it accumulates on the night before Easter, where you go to church. I was, by the way, an altar boy, so this was really miserable for me. You go to church on like 9 o'clock on the night before Easter, and there's a bunch of services, standing, sitting, standing, and then just before midnight they do a procession carrying what is supposed to represent the body of Christ, and then after midnight, Christ rises again, right? And so then they do the whole Sunday service after midnight, which is a little over an hour and a half long. So somewhere around 1:30 in the morning, from about 9 to 1:30 in the morning, you're in church. But it's kind of worth it because you've been fasting this entire time and haven't been allowed to eat. And so about 1:30 in the morning, they have somewhat of a feast, and they have mostly baked goods and eggs and things like that. And they just the women bake these amazing loaves of real bread that are braided, and in the braids they have red eggs and things like that, I remember. And then on Sunday, they have a big festival. The Greek church out here does it at Hellenic Park, and you go out there and there'll be hundreds of people and a couple dozen lambs, whole lambs, roasting on open fires. And so they have a giant Easter celebration that doesn't involve hiding eggs. I'm not sure where that actually came from, where the Easter bunny and the whole egg thing came from, but kind of like interesting. So, and I'm wondering where my son is. He's the reason I'm here this morning. He said, make sure you wake up for the Coffee Break Net. And I said, really, on Easter Sunday? My dogs are even looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, my German Shepherd is sleeping at my feet, going, "You're nuts." The rooster's happy. He can hear me in here talking, so he's thinking we're going to go out there and throw food at him. What else? You guys were talking about 3D printing. Yeah, I got into the whole 3D printing thing. I was, in fact, got to the point where I was holding online classes and teaching people about 3D printing. This was back when the Ender 3s were real popular, where 3D printing was more like ham radio was in the beginning stages. You had to kind of learn how to build your own radio. So those printers required knowing how a 3D printer worked, because they required a lot of maintenance and setup. And then Bamboo Labs kind of changed the playing field. They made 3D printing an appliance. And my son got his first 3D printer from Bamboo Labs, and I gave up. I said, that's it. I'm getting one of those, So now it's 3D printing with a Bamboo Labs printer is kind of like appliance operating in ham radio. You don't really have to know what you're doing. You just kind of send the file to the printer, and it does the rest. But I used to, when I was, giving lessons, I was also teaching people how to use SolidWorks and Infusion 360. Parametric CAD programs to design things, and I still do resin 3D printing. Resin 3D printing is real high resolution printing. In fact, If you get dentures made nowadays, most likely they were made on a 3D printer. I even have some of the resin they use for that. The dentist sent me a quart of it that was expired to play with, and I was kind of stunned at the cost of it. It was like almost $900 a quart for the resin that they make dentures out of. But I use the resin printers more or less for creating molds. Excellent tool for creating molds, and then whether you're casting, the German Shepherds are on sentry duty. So I don't know that I have much more to add to that. I kind of held it long enough, so I'll go ahead and send it back to Net. N6YG.
Yeah, 3D printing is a rabbit hole that I have not gone down. I've got too many hobbies as it is, and I need to choose. And although 3D printing probably supplements a couple of them, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me at the moment. But I can see myself going down that rabbit hole soon. I'll wait, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, happy Easter, George. Thanks for checking into the Net this morning. And say hi to the rooster for us. N6YG KW6U73.
Well, I'll stick the microphone out the window and let him say hi.
I'm sure he has a lot to say. All right, have a great day. Good morning, Peter, KD6QZH. How are you this morning? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter and Passover to everyone. And whatever you celebrate, I'm going to be heading to church in a little bit. It's starting later today. Actually, they had a super early service, which I had planned. I apologize. Let me let it drop for 1 second. Okay, let me try a retake. I'm going to head off to church. They had a super early service that I planned to go to, but didn't get up on time. So I'll go to the later one at 10:30. But I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee before I take off, because I forgot to make some last night. Me without coffee is not a good thing, but wishing everybody a good day, and I hope you're doing well, and always enjoy the Coffee Break Net. KD6QZH back to that.
All right, Peter. Yeah, you're always listening in. I like that. I like to hear that. So enjoy your Easter. Take care, and it's a beautiful day out there. KD6QZH, KW6U73.
Take care.
Morning, Greg, KO60H. How are you this morning? Happy Easter and 3D printing. You've enjoyed that one quite a bit. Are you using any more of the modern printers, or are you still working on the hobby side of it?
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. Greg, KO60H, and happy Easter next week, like George, the Greek church. He mentioned the Julian calendar. I guess that's the root of it. We always blamed it on the rabbi down the street. It's the first Sunday after the first full moon after Passover. So whenever they figure out where Passover is, then we get to figure out what Easter is. So anyway, that's next week. So today just a normal day. Getting the laundry done, and I need to mow the lawn. That's one thing I got to do outside. I did some overgrown shrub, small tree trimming yesterday. Filled up my trash can, so I've got my 1 can a week. That's all we ask, and that's ready to go. 3D printing, yes, I still have the Ender 3 version 2. Finicky, yes, definitely. But it works, you know, and I know it. We have come to an agreement. The printer and I treat it just so, and it prints things just nicely. So it's one of those kind of relationships. And yeah, it's a little finicky. The bed leveling thing is the whole problem. And I figured out where to tap on the as I'm leveling the bed and get everything just right. But you tap right here just a little bit first, and that settles. There's a backlash problem, and that settles things out. So, yeah, I still haven't figured out though. They have to level the bed, right? We all know our geometry. 3 points determine a plane. Therefore, they put 4 knobs underneath the bed to level it, and that I haven't figured out yet. Maybe Hail Mary will explain some of that. KO60H, back to that.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Boy, I'm glad someone else noticed that. I pointed that out originally on the printer design. 4 points on the bed. Do you know what kind of catastrophe you're creating? 3 points. 3 points create a plane, not 4. And so I worked with a company to develop a 3-point bed for the Ender 3, and I don't think they make it anymore. But yeah, you could get a 3-point bed, and you can automate the whole system. There's a program or a version called Clipper, is a new operating system you put on the printer, and you run it from a Raspberry Pi. And I developed an automatic bed leveling routine, and the print head will go around on 3 points right above the screws, leveling screws, and it probe the bed, and it'll tell you exactly how much to turn the bed leveling screws and in which direction. And you can get it. It's just a few minute process to do it that way, and it works wonderfully. I have several Ender 3s still, and each one has a different purpose. I have one that's set up for just doing nothing but TPU, and it's got a 5mm thick aluminum bed on it with magnets built into it that's machined extremely flat, and so on and so forth. But yeah, the 3-point bed, I don't know what the heck they were thinking.
Yeah, I wonder if
I don't know. It doesn't take me that long to level the bed now that I know how to. I got to pre-warm it for a certain amount of time, and there's a bit of a, like I said, we come to an agreement. I was thinking there's a probe thing that you can get that was made for it, put out by Creality, I think, as an upgrade to automatic leveling, and it just looked like too much hassle to do it. So I mean, if I'm going to do an upgrade, I'm going to do a big upgrade and get something quite a bit more modern. But the one that I've got, it's working okay for me. But thanks, I appreciate the the confirmation that I'm not crazy with my geometry. Jeff, back to you, KO60H.
Yeah, Greg, I was joking about the same thing here. I interrupted your very first part of your comment, but the 4 points doesn't make any sense at all to me. And quite frankly, I know very little about 3D printing other than that they exist. And like all technology, they improve rapidly, and it becomes an appliance. And so I haven't figured out whether or not I need the appliance yet.
Jeff, you need the appliance. This is one of those things that once you have one, you will wonder why you didn't get it sooner. I mean, even the finicky ones, it's worth it. I guess the very earliest ones. Well, I mean, the very early printers came as a kind of a, what's that term from software? Minimum functional product or something, and minimum viable product. And then you printed the rest of the printer with the printer, which was kind of a cute idea. So anyway, it's a tool. It's a laser. It's an answer looking for problems, and you will find all kinds of them. This printer, probably will eventually go on the boat. I've already thought of that. I think I'm not sure where I'll put it, though. It's a small boat. But definitely, it's one of those tools that you just, right now I'm looking at, I'm going to be adding some wiring for the galley upgrade. And it's got to have a new circuit going in, so how am I going to attach the wires to the cabinetry? Well, 3D print some clips. That's the easy answer. So there you go. Anyway, on with the day. KO6TH, back to you.
One last comment.
Great, quick question regarding the 3D printer before we get off on our day. On a boat, how do you level the bed when the boat is always moving? And how does that affect 3D printing?
Oh, as long as you're not crashing through the waves, I don't think it would. It's leveling, not leveling to the planet, leveling that you want the bed to be exactly parallel to the gantry system, so that as the thing moves back and forth and up and down, everything's moving to the same relative position. So you don't care about the planet. Unlike the telescope you got to level it you got to align it to the celestial North Pole, and that's a wholly different thing. About the same level of finickiness, though. Interesting that every hobby I get into is finicky. So I'm expecting that to be amply amplified with doing sailing. So it doesn't matter. I think Chris or George had a comment there. KO6TH, back to that.
Go ahead, George.
Oh, well, I think he answered your question pretty well. When they talk about leveling, they're talking about the precision in which the bed is parallel to the gantry. So X, Y, and Z. So you adjust the Z axis on the bed until it's parallel in both the X and Y axes. And we're talking really, really tiny amounts, 0.2 millimeters can make a difference. And so sometimes the beds aren't very flat. They used to print on sheets of glass for a reason, because you can get Pyrex glass is usually very flat. And mirrors are some of the flattest surfaces you can get for obvious reasons, because if there was any if the glass wasn't perfectly flat, then it would create distortion as you looked into it, and you'd be like looking at a circus mirror. So mirrors are usually really flat for that reason, not to create distortion. But you can get real high precision beds for these things, and now they have measuring techniques, like the Bamboo Labs uses LiDAR, and it'll scan the bed looking for valleys and peaks, because when you're printing a layer that's 0.2 millimeters thick, that very first layer, if your bed is bowed or has a valley in it, at one point you might be your nozzle could be hitting the bed, and the other point it could be dumping plastic into midair. It's not sticking to the bed. But I'll give you an example of how 3D printing really can benefit this hobby. I'm in the process of building an RF current meter to measure common mode currents on the outside of coax shields from antennas like end-fed half waves, and it's dual ports. So I can measure a current simultaneously in front of an RF choke and behind an RF choke to calculate how many dB of attenuation the choke is providing. And I use split ferrite beads to do this. Well, the split ferrite beads were never designed to open and close a lot. And so I designed up holders, very precise holders for those ferrite beads, that have a hinge in them that allows them to open and close and securely lock around a piece of coax or whatever you want to check. And on the bottom of the holder, there's enough room for an SMA connector, because I mount an SMA connector on the bottom and wrap 10 windings of wire through the ferrite. And So I made enough space there to mount an SMA connector, and then those are connected to the meter via like a 24-inch piece of silver Teflon coax. So another perfect example of the things that 3D printing can do in this hobby that otherwise would be very difficult to do. N6YG said all that.
Well, it makes sense now. I mean, it's an appliance, and it's become useful, and I'm imagining right now I would mostly make sprinkler parts this time of the year. All right, George, thanks again for the comments. I've learned a lot already, but not enough to be proficient, so have a great day. Happy Easter all. And great, KO60H, we'll catch you next time. Thanks again for checking in. KW6U73.
Yeah, 73 Jeff, and thanks George for the comments. If you think something millimeters is high precision, try a telescope. We're dealing with microns. KO60H, 73 all. Have a good day.
I have a 10-inch Celestron SCP sitting outside.
Break Net. Good morning. Happy Easter. Maybe a few of you have woken up a little bit and been listening in to the conversations. Come check in. Let me know what you think. Happy Easter, and let's take some more check-ins, but please let me know if you are in and out.
Kilo Oscar 6, India Hotel Juliet, in and out.
KI6RT.
K6DCO, in and out. Good morning.
All right, good morning, Dave, K6DCL, got you in and out. John, KI6RT, always on the move. And good morning, Larry, KO6IHJ, got you in and out. Happy Easter, what's up? What are you up to today?
Good morning, everyone. Happy Jesus Zombie Day. Woo! I love this day. I get to say that. It must be real because it's written down somewhere. Anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the day. Beautiful day. I had a rough day yesterday, and today I'm gonna take it easy in the shack. Do some stuff in here, and I gotta get some stuff done. So, other than that, I got nothing.
Well, hopefully you don't have too many rough days. Just on occasion, I guess. That's part of life. But enjoy your day in the shack. It sounds like you plan on having fun. So have a great day, Larry. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you next time. KO6IHJ, KW6U73.
73 KO6IHJ.
Morning, John, KI6RT. How are you this morning? What are you up to?
Well, happy Easter to everyone on the net. Michelle and I just got back from sunrise service, and now beginning to thaw out. It was a little cold this morning.
And I'm standing in the garage shack this morning. I am looking out a beautiful window, and it looks like a gorgeous day, but I see the breeze, and I feel the cold.
Yes, indeed. Contrast that to yesterday. It was a nice day on the lake. Yeah, it's nice to get the ski boat on the lake for a change.
Very good, yeah. How many boats do you have? I mean, you have sailboats, you have a ski boat. Either way, it's a lot of fun to get out there on the lake.
Well, just like one cannot have enough radios, for amateur radio operators, sailors or boaters can't have enough boats. Hi.
They're a tool for a job, just like anything else. Yeah, you got your ski boat. That just a motor around nice and quick. You've got a sailboat, I presume, on or near the lake, and then something in the bay. Different kind of boats.
For different waters, but yeah, it's fun motoring around the lake, especially here at Folsom, where in the middle of the day there's usually no wind. but like amateur radio, over the years, you kind of pick up toys here and there. So the ski boat's an old one. It's a 95 East hangar, so it's been around for a while.
So you've got your use out of that one. Now, okay, very good. Yeah, I think I would love to get a boat. I can't decide which one, and I won't own more than one. I go through it all. I'd like to teach the grandkids how to sail a little bit. So maybe a little Hobie platform for the lake, where they could go out and swim, and then you can learn how to sail with it as well.
Hey, just give me a shout if I'm in town. We can take them out on the Corsair. They can learn to sail in a flat boat that's safe and comfortable, and then it'll take the fear out of sailing for them. On a small sailboat, my kids all had small sailboats when they were growing up. They were a little afraid of those things because they flip over and turtle and stuff like that. So I'd say, give me a call. We'll take them out on the trimaran.
Yeah, they're a little bit young right now. It'd be interesting to see how they would take to it. The oldest one is 6, so I'm about ready to get them used to that sort of thing. Once they're swimming better, and they'll have more confidence in the water. Otherwise, the fear part of it takes over because they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, swimming is important. Michelle's always put our kids through swim team and stuff like that, even when they were roughly that age. I think Sydney, my youngest, started swimming at 4, something like that. But although they were not, super competitive in the swim team, they sure became very competent swimmers.
Yeah, those were the best swim lessons that we ever did. I think swim team was great. We had a lot of fun down in Arden Park. The kids did that for 5 or 6 years, 7 years. They did it for a while, and they are complete fish in the water. They were, at least at that point. My daughter, however, with the grandkids, can't seem to commit to a regular schedule. We put them through baby swim lessons, and then they just haven't gone through and been consistent with going to the water and learning how to swim. So that's, I guess, my job. But this summer, I'll be hiking the PCT, so I won't be able to take them to the pool. But I don't know. I got to get them in the water more.
Yeah, you're right. So Denise probably had many, many early mornings in lawn chairs going to these swim meets.
It was 6 days a week. Saturdays were all day. It was a lot of fun, and it was mostly my wife doing it. I think that's how she did her homework when she was going to college. She would take a couple of classes or 2 at a time while the kids were little, and she would just sit and do homework at the swim pool. And then practices are a couple of hours, and then the meets on Saturdays are all day. Basically, the Saturday meets were just a big social event where everybody got up at once and watched their kids swim, and then you'd go back to enjoy your picnic with friends.
Yep, that's what I recall as well. Our swim team was in the neighborhood cabana club, and the neighborhood cabana club has diving pools as well as an Olympic pool, Olympic-sized pool, but they also had barbecues and basketball courts and stuff, so it was absolutely a social event as we waited for our kids to get called up to swim their 1 or 2 laps.
It was always so funny to watch, and everybody, including the kids, had a great time all day at swim time. It was one of the best environments for them to be, So I was real happy to put them through that, and very well they committed for quite a while. And none of them have gone on to swimming careers in high school and all that. They're all kind of short. Gymnastics took over after a while, and so the girls were always busy with that, and soccer for my son. But they are excellent swimmers, had a great time, and I definitely would like to get the grandkids doing that.
Well, you're going to get through your little walkabout quickly, so I think there's plenty of time. Hi. Anyways, hey Jeff, thanks for running the net, and again, happy Easter to everybody. This is the day for practicing Christians. This is the reason why. Yeah, this is the reason. It's not Christmas, it's Easter. KI6RT, back to net.
Yeah, I agree. The biggest Christian holiday of the year. So have a happy Easter, John, and nice talking with you a little bit longer here. KI6RT, KW6U, 73. Morning, Dave, K6DCL. Happy Easter to you. What's going on with you today? You and Lucy.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Happy Easter. It's a glorious day. Even down here in good old Jamestown, bright, clear sky. And we've already had one accident on 108 and Tulloch Road going out to the lake. Boy, too bad. Anyway, what a way to start the day. Anyway, having just peaceful morning, doing some reflection, as well as just eating biscottis and drinking coffee, and some orange juice. So we're just feeling good, and Lucy's got a back pain, but seems to be a touch better today, but it interrupted her sleep, but once she gets up, she's much better. But so anyway, that's it. I just wanted to do an in and out, wish you a Merry Easter, a happy Easter. It's a joyous day, and that's the way it's supposed to be after over a full week of contemplation and prayer and all that stuff. So anyway, very interesting. I watched a lot of stuff from Spain where they carry 2-ton blocks of tributes to the day, and it's amazing how they do that. But anyway, other than that, doing good, and we'll see you later. 73 K6DCL. Take care, my friend, and have a great day.
All right, Dave, thank you, and you have a wonderful day yourself. As I'm looking out the window here, I see the birds kind of perching around along the lawn. They're picking up some worms, so they're all busy doing their Easter celebration. Have a great day, Dave. Nice to chat with you. K6DCL, KW6U, 73.
Okay, one last thing. Lucy got a bird feeder for hummingbirds with the action camera. It turns on whenever a bird comes to take on a drink of their nectar, and this is her homemade stuff with no dye or anything like that. So that's been fun to watch. The birds come in and flapping their wings and drinking their juice. I just had to mention that. Take care. See you later. K6DCL. We're clear.
All right. Have a great day, Dave. All right. Good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net. I'm going to go ahead and go through our usual announcements. It is Easter, so very often on Sundays there's a Placer County Aries exercise of some sort. I don't know if there's going to be one today. If you want to find out more about Placer County Aries, you can just do a quick Google search and you'll find a web page which has a great set of resources available on emergency services in Placer County Aries in general. On Monday evenings is the All-Node Net, Monday 6 p.m. Pacific Time on the W6EK 2-meter repeater and AllStarLink 51018. It's at 6 p.m. because this is a nationwide net, the Elmer Net for nodes. If you have questions about nodes or just want to listen in to learn a few things, great resource for nodes. The Elmer Net is every first and third Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on the Pacific time on the W6EK 2-meter repeater, hosted by Eric, W6EMR. If you got a question about ham radio, that's the place to check in. There's going to be a few different answers for your problem and lots of possible solutions. So have a great net with those, first and third Wednesdays. And live the altar. To that is in the shack every second and fourth Wednesdays. Instead of RF, you can go to the club Zoom room and you show off your problem, your broken whatever, maybe the occasional 3D printing project that goes along with your ham radio addiction. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to actually spend some time on Zoom going over that as well. 7:30 p.m. second and fourth Wednesdays on the club Zoom room. The weekly 2-meter net is Thursdays, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. ARRL News, a satellite report, and a mystery question. Sometimes these mystery questions can stump you. They're thought-provoking, and you always learn. But this is just a net to be able to check in from anywhere you are. If you're out walking the dog, I just recently discovered that my HT antenna, which I thought was working great, when I was out walking the dog and I wasn't able to check in, well, it turns out that there's something broken in it. Found out the hard way. That's how you do. That's how you know. Check in from anywhere you are on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Friday night trivia every first and third Friday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. This is on the W6EK 2-meter repeater, just to keep Friday nights alive. First and third Fridays will have fun. It's hosted by Don, let's see, that's also hosted by Simone, K6DXN, and some others. It's on and off with that, but it's a lot of fun. Listen for it. Our next Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club meeting is April 10th, 7:30 p.m. It's at our new location, the Placer County Health and Human Services Conference Center at the Auburn DeWitt Center. Very easy access from I-80. And it's fantastic. Make sure you bring a food donation. We'll have our presenter, WA8MPA, on common mode discussion, and a second chance for a touch it and take it table for the April and May meetings that got mentioned earlier. The Ham Fest was there recently. There's a few leftover goodies, and of course, if you find something you like and you touch it, it is yours. And we'll look forward to, I always enjoy the meetings. It's always good to meet in person. Monthly fox hunt. The last Saturday of every month is a fox hunt that follows the monthly breakfast. So Saturday, April 25th, 7:30 a.m. at Mel's Diner on Highway 49 is the breakfast. And let's see, that's April 25th. Yeah. There you go. And then that'll be followed by a fox hunt. And that's going to be launching off from Mel's parking lot as well, right after the breakfast. This is going to be hosted by Matt, K06IMP is the fox tender. I'm sure Matt's going to come up with something creative. I think it's his first time doing it, so maybe he's got some fresh ideas of where to hide that fox. You do not need to be a ham radio operator to enjoy a fox hunt. It's a great way to introduce somebody to ham radio and teach kids a little bit about how RF works. So by all means, come to the monthly breakfast and enjoy the fox hunt the last Saturday of every month. The tech class is starting Tuesday, April 21st through May 26th, 7 p.m. Pacific time on Zoom. There'll be a GOTA on May 9th and an antenna build on the 23rd. The tech class is absolutely outstanding. A great team of Zoom meetings kind of going over what ham radio is and what you need to know, but also some hands-on clinics so that you understand what you're doing when you get your license. So enjoy that. There's a small fee for it. You can go to W6EK.org and take your tech class. Best way to learn is through one of these classes. Donate donuts and coffee in the park Saturday, May 9th. So just a nice gathering. This is going to be hosted by the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club and the Coffee Break Net Control Ops. You're going to get to meet these our net operators here in person. They'll be serving you the donuts and coffee along the way, but just a nice Saturday in a park, and they'll probably have, I think that's the same day that there'll be a get on the air for the tech class, so it'll be a good time in the park. Look for more information on that at W6EK.org. Now, the VE exams are the first, in the case for Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club, first Monday of every month. If you want to book a VE exam, go to hamstudy.org and you can book one of the following sessions. Sierra Foothills VE team. Next session is Monday, April 6th, 7 p.m. at the Confluence Church campus in Auburn. The Granite Bay VE group is Saturday, April 11th, 9 a.m. at the Rayleigh's Event Center on Douglas and Auburn Folsom, and the Folsom VE team Thursday, April 16th, 6 p.m. in Folsom, California. Of course, if you're ready to do your upgrade, just go to hamstudy.org to book it and to schedule your session, and you'll have I'm sure you'll be successful. All right, this is KW6 Coffee Break Net. Got through those announcements a little quicker than I thought, but hey, let's take some more check-ins. Happy Easter to you. Who is out there? Who would like to get in the log or check in the net this morning?
November 2, Delta Yankee India, in and out.
300 milliwatts could make it through. KB6 SSM.
All right, so I got you, Patrick, into DYI, and Tom, KB6 SSN. Did I miss anyone?
KA6 UAI.
KO6. Morning, Ron. KA6 UAI. Yeah, I thought there was a third person in there. We had a triple, not just a double. All right. Anyone else that wants to get going here on the net this morning?
KO6 MJL.
All right, KO6 MGL. I've got you there. We'll get you here in a moment. I'll go ahead and go up front with Patrick into DYI. I think you were the first one to key up, and so we'll just put it in random order. Good morning. Happy Easter to you.
Good morning from the land of afternoon. Happy Easter to all who celebrate such things. Don't really have a whole lot. I'm feeling pretty miserable, so I'm going to make it short. Just wanted to check in and say good morning. Just turned on the radio about 5 minutes ago.
So, did you get any sleep? You're feeling pretty miserable. Sorry about that. But sleep seems to be your favorite thing to not do.
I did, but at the wrong time, and we are having weather here that my built-in hydrometer thingy does not really appreciate, so now I want sleep, I can't get it.
Bummer indeed. Well, I hope you feel better. It is Easter. If you're going to celebrate that at all, enjoy the day, and hopefully you will get some sleep soon.
Yep, I do have to do one small thing today before 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I guess since I am awake, I might as well go ahead and get that done, and then I really don't have any plans for the rest of the day, so I'm probably just going to most likely call this one a loss. It's one of those kind of days. So anyway, like I said, I don't really have too much, so I won't take too much more of your time. And I just got the low battery warning on my HT, so it doesn't want me to talk too much either this morning. So I'll say 7-3. Jeff, everyone, you and everyone else have a great day. KW6U and 2DYI.
All right, Patrick. Thanks for checking in and keeping your numbers up. Into DYI, KW6U73. Good morning, Tom. KB6SSN. What are you up to today? You were talking about what? 800 milliwatts. I didn't know the reference.
Well, it was 300 milliwatts, and I just wanted to see if my 300 milliwatts could get in on a check-in. Apparently, I made it. Well, good morning to you, Jeff, and I'm sorry to hear Patrick's having a bad day down there. Hopefully, it will get better. I'm sitting on the back porch out here, just enjoying the morning, having my coffee, and perusing the internet on my phone and listening to the Coffee Break Net. So it's a good morning.
It is a fabulous morning outside today, although that breeze is picking up a little bit. I can see the trees moving around. I'm sure it's cold for some, but you're probably just relaxed and comfortable where you are.
Well, being somewhat corpulent, I do appreciate a little bit chillier weather than most, and yes, I do see some trees in the distance that are moving in the wind, but I'm in a little cubby down here protected by the house and some hedges and whatnot, and so not even feeling a breeze. Yeah, I had to wait till the sun actually got high enough in the sky to hit the back deck, so otherwise I'd be sitting on the front porch, and I'd have to wave and talk to all the neighbors. Anyway, let's see here. What's going on in ham radio? Turned on the HF rig for a little while yesterday, and it was in and out. You'd have 10, 15 minutes. So, wow, there's some good stations there, and then they'd go away, and an hour later you'd get 5 or 10 more minutes worth. Yeah, it was. It got to the point where I just shut it off. It went on my merry way and did something else, but it was a fun try. And looking very much forward to working some more HF this afternoon. I think I'll pull it out, see what the bed conditions are like.
Yeah, not that good of a day for HF, huh? So that can't be a complete surprise. We're sort of, our cycle's changing a little bit, so yeah, it seems to be a little weird out there.
Well, we're also in the middle of a form of a solar storm, too. I think it was a CME or flare or something that came our way. So, 2 days ago, the bands were just closed down completely. You couldn't, on Friday, or Thursday or Friday, you couldn't talk across the street. It was pretty bad. But that's starting to back off a little bit now, and we're starting to get some better conditions. I won't call it the peak, but the high portion of this cycle is extending much further into the dip than we expected. So conditions, when they're good, are actually still pretty darn good. So there's no complaints there. Larry worked Lebanon the other day, and that's just not something you do on an average day. So.
Well, that's pretty impressive. You're reaching Lebanon at this point. You're right. That's not an easy reach at all. So, we just have to take advantage of it while we have it, and hopefully the CME didn't cause too much damage.
Well, about the only thing it really causes any damage on could possibly be maybe the Orion spacecraft that's on its way to the moon, because it's getting further and further outside of the electromagnetic field of the Earth. That could cause some issues, but they're communicating up at 2.2 gigahertz, 2200 megahertz and up is where their communication band is, and I believe it's some sort of encoded or encrypted digital. So I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it, but in any case, I was listening in on YouTube and on the N6ICW repeater, where they were retransmitting some of the communications between the capsule and mission control. I don't know if it's still in the MOCA or not, but whatever the facility is called now, communications were just crystal clear. You could hear them just perfectly. And the young lady's voice who was speaking from the spacecraft, she sounded calm, cool, and collected, like everything was normal. So I hate to say it, but this thing is almost becoming like, it's old hat kind of thing. It's like, oh yeah, we've done this before. We're confident. We're easy. You couldn't shoot me out to the moon to save my life.
Yeah, I've thought about that before. I had the same thought you just had. I always was excited by the whole thing. I remember watching it. I was just a kid when these things were being, broadcast on TV. with the walking on the moon and all of that. My dad was heavily into watching it. It was on all the time on public television. And then as I got a little older, I wondered, I don't know. I'm not so sure as I learned more about rockets if I would make it.
Well, when they get it to the reliability levels of, say, the average jetliner, we do have airplane crashes, but they're not very common. They're few and far between compared to the number of flights. They say air travel is the safest form of travel, so if that's the case, then when a space flight gets to that level, sure, I'll hop on a space plane and go on a flight, no problem at all. But while we're still talking about something, this is the second flight of this spacecraft, and they put people in it and sent it to the moon. Now that takes guts. I just don't have that level of intestinal fortitude. I'm sorry. I just nope. I want that spacecraft checked out a lot more before I get in it. I'll tell you that.
Makes sense to me. Although I think if I were given the opportunity to go up in space, given the once-in-a-lifetime experience, I would probably do it. I would just have trepidation at first, just like you mentioned. You want more reliability out of it. That would be the end of it, I suppose, but I would probably go for it.
Well, I think it goes all back to the test pilot mentality. When I have a pilot's license, I have a private pilot's license, and I don't mind flying craft around simply because of the fact that I'm fairly confident that the wing's not going to fall off while I'm flying along because of various maintenance procedures they put these through. Now, these test pilots, they get into an aircraft that they're expecting the wing to fall off. It's like, wait a minute, what? No. Somebody's got to do it, and I'm glad they're doing it, and more power to them. I'm very, very proud of our American astronauts, and I hope they're having a wonderful journey along the way. But I'll look at the pictures and I'll watch the videos, and they can tell me all about it when they get home.
That makes sense to me. I mean, I like the idea of it more than the reality. I think I would not be comfortable up in space. I suspect I would be sick most of the time at this day and age in my life, this phase, even though I would probably go for it.
Well, one of the early astronauts made the smart aleck comment that we're sitting on a rocket made of millions of parts that were all built by the lowest bidder. That's the first thing that comes into mind. But I wouldn't be worried about motion sickness. I really don't get like car sick or air sick or anything like that. But I'd be sitting there staring at that valve, that one valve, that one point of failure, and staring at it the entire time going, is that valve going to hold? That was what would consume my thoughts. So anyway, more power to them. I'm glad they're up there. I love space exploration. I was a huge fan back as a child. Glad to see that we're going back to the moon. I'm all thumbs up on this, but I'm just glad it's not me.
And there is the problem with knowing a little bit too much about physics. The things that could go wrong play into your risk management profile.
There you go. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. And if you don't know that valve could fail, then you're not even going to think about it, right? So you're just going to go on your way. Now, if that valve fails, you're going to have a whole different world. But in any case, that's... Anyway, we've chatted long enough here. Jeff, thank you so much for the check-in this morning and helping me once again test out my little 300 milliwatt transmitter here. It just amazes me that a third of a watt will get me into the repeater now. This new voting system is really, really great. KB6 SSN 73. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, very cool you're able to get in with such low power, so that's cool. Love it. Have a great day, Tom. Happy Easter, and we'll catch you next time. KB6 SSN, KW6U 73. Good morning, Ron, K6UAI. What are you up to today?
Good morning, K6UAI. Well, we're heading up to Folsom. I think we have a reservation at 12:30 for a brunch. It's Scott's up there, and that's with be there. Sometimes there's a few people when we do things like that with them, but not sure. But anyway, that'll be a interesting time, and then maybe get back in time this afternoon to test out a new little tripod I got and a couple of other things. Working on my new battery box. I've converted over from the heavy kit with everything in it to a separate battery and an Apache case for the FT710, which is off at Yaesu getting repaired, or hopefully getting repaired. So once that's back, I'll get it all put together. But I ran into an issue with, I don't have a crimper for power poles, and I got one of the panel mounts for that. So waiting for the crimping set with some extra parts. That way, when I goof it up a few times, I can recover. So we'll see when that gets here. And actually ordered it from one place and found out I could save $30 if I get it locally, which I didn't know they had those. But anyway, it's one of those things round and round, I guess, and try out something and try out something else.
Never dull. I hadn't heard about your Yaesu being shipped into the shop. What was wrong with it? Did they tell you yet?
Well, I know what's wrong with it. Well, not exactly what's wrong with it. I know what caused the problem. It had about a 6-inch hard set down in the case, and then stopped working. So it's likely a connection that came loose. But we'll see what they have to say about it. Hopefully it's not something beyond that. But yeah, you can't carry a 35-pound case with one hand out in front of you when you start going down the driveway between two vehicles, trying to balance that, and you tend to start, your upper body tends to go forward faster than your feet. So it got bumped on the ground a little bit. And after all the antennas and everything else were all set up and everything was ready in the park, I flipped the switch and no power. So at least there was an exercise in setting things up. But we'll test it out more thoroughly next time.
Well, hopefully it's just a simple little repair. It could be something very minor. If they haven't told you yet, I'm sure it's just in process, and it'll come out just fine.
Well, it depends on whether they think it's a warranty claim or they think it's something that will cost me half the price of a radio. We'll see. That's kind of the holding the breath part and seeing what they come up with. But anyway, the rest of it's all coming together except for the lack of the ability to do the power poles correctly, and hopefully that gets remedied pretty soon. But, HRO has them at the list price and free shipping because it's $100. So, if I don't want to run down there, I can get it. But the company that makes them, or the primary seller anyway, they charge about $30, $25 or something for shipping, which is ridiculous. But everybody's saying, well, gee, we can pay $10 for shipping and charge $30 if we want to, and we'll do what we want. So the market's gone a little crazy. Once something goes up, everybody starts jacking the prices up. So sometimes for no reason. They always have a reason, but it's not a true one. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's doing that, though. It's all gone up quite a bit, and you call the shipping companies, and no, the price is this much, and why is everybody charging $5 or $10 more than that? Well, it's because they can.
That's remarkable that they charge so much for shipping. I don't quite get it. I can't imagine it being an actual profit center for them. Maybe they are doing that. That's just strange for me that that's that expensive for small parts.
Well, it's got the the little crimper, but what does that weigh? Not very much, and it's in a very small box. but that's the way they do it. Yeah, it's kind of like, when you have a transaction at the bank and they charge an extra buck. Those extra bucks add up when you have 1.5 million of them a day.
Well, I suppose when nobody orders from them anymore, they'll just learn the hard way that not enough people are doing. I guess there's enough people that are paying it. I guess that's the real problem.
Well, what happened was I placed the order before I realized the price difference in the shipping, because I had checked several places and they were all about the same. One way or the other, it's either a higher price or you get high price and free shipping, and at the big A or a few other places, or it's lower price and lots of shipping. So they all end up about the same. But then I found out HRO isn't doing that. They're not playing that game, and they're being real about it. So I sent in a cancellation, or I tried to. They have no way to cancel an order, and it says order complete. But of course, they don't ship until sometime on Monday or Tuesday. So it'll be a serious discussion tomorrow morning if they're trying to ship that to me, and that might be the end of the many purchases I've made at that company.
How funny. Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. That's one way or another. They got to recognize that that's just kind of a silly expense for the parts that you're buying. Anyway, hopefully your radio gets back soon, repaired, and at minimal or no cost to you. I'm sure mostly you just want it up and running, so that hopefully that just comes back to you functional.
Yeah, well, I have the other kit, which is the lighter kit, and that's been my main outdoor radio for a while, because I had the other one disassembled. But it's the 891, and I'll probably go out later this afternoon and pop up a vertical antenna and see how things sound. But I guess I think Tom mentioned something about the conditions and maybe a sun issue here lately. I haven't really explored that, but boy, it's been when I've been Lori's been driving around going places, and I've been riding along, or I'm going somewhere and sitting in the passenger seat and running the 891 that's in there, and even on the radio here, it's just been 20 meters especially, just scratching noise, and 40 meters was like that yesterday, trying to run some portables driving around. So something is off, and it's been that way for 2 or 3 days, so I guess we're having some activity.
Yeah, that's what Tom was mentioning, and I'm sure, like anything, it'll just turn over in a moment. So you just have to keep trying at different times, or you can look it up, I guess, and see what people are reporting. But once you get out, you'll get out.
I have several sources for all those numbers, but I don't quite understand them. When I find one that says, ham radio conditions are terrible, I get that. So I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about how reading the numbers, and have that WRL app now, which gives you the numbers. They're getting to be pretty good. It's just I can't do it on the phone very well for any kind of operation, and I need to make sure I'm all integrated to get everything uploaded to the online source, which is my central location. And the hotspot on the phone works pretty well out in the local areas, but I have to get out way out in the middle of nowhere, and so I have an excuse to get the portable StarLink, I guess. But not so far. Anyway, I'll let you get back to the net. There's probably some people waking up, and I'm going to go have one more coffee before I start getting ready for the morning here.
All right. Well, you enjoy your day. You've got a plenty of busy schedule there, so enjoy it. KA6UAI, KW6U73.
Well, happy Easter, everyone. Have a great day. KA6UAI 73.
Good morning, Ben, KO6MGL. How are you this fine Easter morning, and what have you got for the net? KO6MGL, are you there? Sorry if I'm waking you up. All right, I've got you down as an in and out. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. This is KW6U. Happy Easter to everyone out there who would like to check in this morning for the Coffee Break Net. Let me know if you are in and out.
Kilo November 6, Whiskey, Quebec Uniform KN6WQU. Good morning, quick in and out.
Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Mike Romeo, just in and out, over.
All right, KO6KMR got you as an in and out, and Dan, good morning, KN6WQU got you as an in and out. What are you up to, Dan?
Good morning, Jeff for the net. This is KN6WQ here. Just going to head over to the mother-in-law's. Heather and the kids are over there already. They stayed the night there last night, so I'm over at the house, just getting ready to peel out of here. Got the truck running, and I'll turn the heater on. It's a little bit chilly this morning from what I'm wearing. Let's see. Did some more research on my QRM situation, and found out it was the inverter, not the solar panels, that was making the noise. So got to go over there and switch that little inverter off. I might even hook up a remote control situation where I can just turn it off with my home assistant kind of thing. So I got to build a some type of signaling device to turn it off. So when I change from solar to grid, I can also change from just turn the inverter off so I can play with FT8. So I got it fired up the other day, and I was playing FT8, and I forgot how fun it was, and I'm excited to get back into some FT or HF stuff. So maybe me purchasing an amp caused that whirlwind to begin. So that's kind of nice. We'll see how it goes. I'm still looking for an Ameritron AL80 or an AL80 that'll do a kilowatt. So if anybody out there, please reach out to KN6WQ@gmail.com. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, those inverters for solar are really notorious for QRM. I wonder if there's a website that gives us the data on those things. I'm sure I'm going to have to do a search on that myself before I put panels up. In either case, have a great day. Sounds like you're going to have a relaxing Sunday. Happy Easter to you, and hopefully you'll not have to go to work. KN6WQU, KW6U73.
Thanks, Jeff. I hope not either, but I might have a lockout. I hope not, but we'll see. If anything, definitely going to get some scheduling out of the way this morning, and then I'm going to head over there and enjoy the day. This is KN6WQ. Thanks, guys.
Good morning, Robert. KO6KMR got you down as a quick in and out. Happy Easter. What are you up to today?
I appreciate that, and back at you on the Happy Easter and all the group here. I just got back from church with Karen and having another cup of coffee here to keep going a bit. Just something exciting for me anyway is that tomorrow I'm going to get a 33-foot mast in the mail, not the mail necessarily, but delivered to me, and going to start putting that up, go down to probably HRO. I'll probably just go ahead and go down there and give me some coax and get that set up for my UHF, VHF antenna, and then set up a in-fed antenna for an HF. And then when I come back off of our long trip we're going to have in May, I'll go ahead and get my HF radio and get all set up. Over.
Ah, there you go. You're getting ready to go have some fun. That's what we like to hear.
That is correct. Yeah, it's been a lot of a long thought process of the whole thing, you know, deciding what you want and what the best fit for me would be and this and that. So otherwise, hopefully see you at the club meeting on Friday, I believe, and looking forward to that, and going to drive up from Roseville for that. And otherwise, on that happy note, I'm just going to say Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Mike Romeo, just monitoring with a cup of coffee and listening. Over.
Sounds like a nice morning for you, and yeah, we'll have our meeting this coming Friday, so that'll be fantastic, and so I'll look forward to seeing you there. I'll be there myself, and along with, well, hopefully as many people as can show up. It's a very comfortable venue, so looking forward to seeing you. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking into the net this morning, and enjoy your day. KO6KMR, KW6U73. All right, good morning all. Coffee Break Net. Let's see who's out there. We still have time to check in this morning. Happy Easter. Who would like to get into the, check into the net this morning? Let me know if you are in and out.
KB5VAO.
Kilo, November 6, Victor, Yankee, Delta. Kilo, November 6, Victor, Yankee, Delta. Click in and out.
K0 JRF, Kilo, 0, Juliet, Romeo, Foxtrot, quick in and out.
All right, I've got K0 JRF. Good morning. Got you as an in and out. Vincent, I've got you K6VYD as an in and out, and KB5VAO. I didn't have you as an in and out, but were you a quick in and out, or were you going to stick around a little bit?
I know, Jeff, I can stick around a little bit.
All right, let's jump down to Vincent. Good morning, K6VYD. What are you up to today, Vincent?
Good morning, everybody on the net. Not much. Just getting ready, drinking my morning coffee, getting ready for Easter. Gonna have family over today, so gotta get deck ready and a bunch of other stuff ready. Other than that, just wanted to say hello. Hope everybody has a great day today. Stay safe out there. 7-3, K6VYD.
Very good. Well, enjoy your Easter. Have a good day. And we'll catch you next time. KN6VYD, KW6U73. And good morning, K0JRF. Ben, I think it is. Good morning. What are you up to today?
Name here is JR. Just a little bit of relaxing and coffee on this Easter morning. Working on a few things here at the house before we go over to the in-laws and celebrate Easter. So just want to say happy Easter to everybody and God bless. 73s. K0JRF.
Makes more sense now. Well, have a happy Easter yourself, and we'll catch you next time. K0JRF, KW6U73. And good morning, KB5VAO. How are you this morning, and what are your big plans for the day?
Good morning, Jeff, and everybody on the net. Not much really planned thing for today. Going to my parents later today and have some Easter festivities over there. Help them with dinner later. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Easter.
Well, you have a happy Easter yourself. Visiting with parents, always good to do that. Easter dinner is fun. We're going to have family coming over here pretty soon. People haven't showed up yet. I've been sitting here at the garage shack thinking the whole gang is going to show up in a minute, but they haven't been here yet. probably about 20 people over this morning.
Well, there's not going to be quite that many at mine. There's going to be 4 of us, my parents, my roommate, and I, for the Easter.
Well, good enough. It'll be good food, good family, and you'll have a great time, I'm sure. And he said, well, and then did you have anything else for the net this morning?
No, that should do it. And I'll send it on down to the next people on the list. This is KB5BAO.
Well, thanks for checking into the net this morning. Good to hear you. Enjoy your day. Happy Easter to you. KB5VAO, KW6U73. And let's see who's out there. Who would like to check into the net? This is the Coffee Break Net. It's 9:40, so we're winding down a little bit here. So if you're going to be in and out, that's okay too. But let me know if you're there. Let's take some check-in.
Whiskey, November 4 Victor, WN4V in South Florida.
Whiskey November 4 Victor. Good morning. This is KW6U. How are you this morning? And what is your name here? It didn't pop up right away.
Well, the name here is John, spelled Juliet, Oscar, November, John, no H. My parents were too poor to afford the H, so they just dropped the H and put it on Jon. Anyway, good morning to you. Right now, it's 27 degrees, Charlie, and a very bright, sunny day here in South Florida. Just pleasant weather. And I'm sitting here just enjoying the day. In case you're curious about my QTH, on my QRZ page it says Onico, Florida, but actually that's just a place where I pick up my mail. And it's just a suburb of Bradenton, Florida, on the west coast of Florida, about 12 miles north of Sarasota, if you've heard of Sarasota. And so back to you, WN4V.
Yeah, I'm familiar with where Sarasota is on the map. I've never been to Florida, so that's on my trip coming up one of these days soon. I've been all over the West and up into New York, Washington D.C. and so forth. I haven't gone to New England and I haven't gone to the South, so I need to make those trips.
Well, I'm a retired Air Force. I spent 21 years in the Air Force and went all over the world. I've never been to New England, but I've been all over the West, and was actually stationed in North Dakota for 5 years, which I really enjoyed. And I've traveled in Europe quite a bit and in Southeast Asia. My wife and I have been married 35 years, and we are. I was a resident. We lived in the Philippines for a total of 10 and a half years. She's Filipino. I do know there are a lot of Filipinos in California. Back to you.
Well, John, my wife and I have been married 35 years also. She is actually not from the Philippines. She's from Texas, but half Filipino, half Mexican. But that said, I was stationed in the Philippines. I was in the Air Force, stationed in the Philippines in, I think it was 87 through 90. You might have been there around about that time, I suppose.
Yes, actually, I was from about June of '86 to November of 1990, and my retirement date was the 1st of December, 1990. I liked it so much I went back over there and got married to my wife, and I said we've been married 35 years. We hope possibly to go back over there one day. We're just staying home. On holidays, we generally just stay home. We have so many snowbirds down here that unless you go out before 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, it's so crowded. The stores are so crowded, and everything else is so crowded that it's really not a pleasant experience. So if you're going to come and visit Florida, I would do it after I guess, the middle of May, when all the snowbirds leave and go back up north. Over.
Yeah, I need to make my way down there. That's good advice in terms of visiting when it's not crazy or off season, I suppose. So as soon as the snowbirds head north, that will be the time. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I haven't talked to too many people that were over at, I was at Clark Air Base, at the same time I was. That's kind of interesting that you were there. What was your job?
I ran the photo lab, and let's see, for most of that time, I ran the photo lab, and we were in some kind of a bunker type building out there by military housing. I actually lived in military housing out close to the back fence on Clark. That was my base. Clark had probably the best NCO club ever. I'm retired E7, by the way. Clark had a great NCO club. And a lot of facilities, too, I might add. Over.
I would agree with that. I remember the NCO club. I left as an E5, and I enjoyed Clark Air Base. I had a blast. At first, when you get there, it's a little bit of a culture shock, and then after a while, you kind of get used to things, and then as you get along in it, you really learn the ropes, and you have a fantastic time. Good people. They're all over the place around there, so I had a blast when I was there. I'm glad I was there, and I have a lot of fond memories of it.
Well, it closed in 91 and 92, but it's been built up since then. I remember we left there in 1996, at the end of 1996, in November, and it had been built up, a lot of duty-free stores. And if you lived in the area, you could shop there and save money. And a lot of new facilities. It's grown and built up quite a bit, according to my wife's relatives. Anyway, that's the story with Clark. And I spent 21 years in the Air Force. That was enough. I think. This is WN4V, over.
Yeah, I've seen some photos. I used to work at the 13th Air Force Medical Center. In that building, as I see some video once in a while on YouTube, it's abandoned and run down and all that. I'm sure they'll knock it down one of these days and put something else there. But from what I've seen, it looks pretty nice. I recognize some of the main roads, but that's about it. There's hotels there, and the airports or the airfield's now an international airport of sorts. So one of these days I'll head my way back there to check it out. But I was thinking about doing that next year or the year after. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, John, it's very nice to chat with you. Good morning and happy Easter to you. And thanks for checking into the net this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure, and I hope to do it again. if I'm able to. I can't always be here. If we have business in the city, generally we have to go out and do it very early in the morning. So if I get another chance, I'll do it. Good to speak with you, and thank you again for your Easter greetings. This is a WN4V here in South Florida, and back to you.
All right, W4 or WN4V. This is KW6U. Have a great Easter. 7-3. All right, good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net. We are getting close to the end of the net this morning, so I can go ahead and start taking some in and outs. And if you really want to get in the log, you can do log only as well. In and outs and log onlys. The M6 like it.
KB6ED in and out.
KM6LYW, Craig and Cool, in and out.
Whiskey 9, Charlie, Sierra, Oscar, Sam, Las Vegas, in and out.
KG6 and LW for the log.
K6 GBZ for the log.
Whiskey 6 Mike Lima, Whiskey in and out.
Kilo November 6 Uniform Sierra Hotel for the log.
Kilo Delta 6 Hotel Oscar November for the log, thanks.
Remember. All right, let me run down through my list here to make sure I got everybody. I've got Kilo Delta 6 Oscar November, got you for the log. KN6 USH, got you in the log. KB6 MLW is an in and out. K6 GBZ for the log. KG6 NLW for the log. Whiskey 9 Charlie Sierra Oscar, in and out. KM6 LYW, got you as an in and out. And Ed, I've got you KB6ED. And Rob, KM6YKX. And there was another station in there, I think doubled with Rob. Who did I miss?
KN6RS, in and out.
You got the
So I've got you at 6RS. I missed your prefix. 6RS. So, sorry again, I missed your prefix.
KN6RS, Randy in Red Bluff, California.
Or somebody else you doubled with too, Jeff.
Yep, I got KN6RS, Randy, very good. And then there was someone else that needs to come in here and let me know.
The MLW station was Whiskey 6 Mike Lima Whiskey.
Okay, so Whiskey 6 Mike Lima Whiskey. All right, not KG6 NLW, is Whiskey 6 Mike Lima Whiskey.
Roger that. Name is Mitch. Thank you.
All right, Mitch, got you in the log. Very good. Hey, I'll just go through right up top here. Good morning, Rob, KM6YKX. What are you up to today? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you as well. I'm just hanging out. My son's coming over a little bit later. Wife has gone to church, and so I'm hanging out, charging up some batteries off of solar panels. And you know, speaking of solar, I heard a little chatter about solar. Something I'm curious about and looking forward to is balcony solar, which may be coming to a neighborhood near us soon. It's also called plug-in solar, and some of the kits are, you know, $1,500, but you can do it a lot cheaper because the controller is the whole key to it. But anyway, it's under legislation right now, and what you would need to do that is PG&E has come put a different meter on, one that like net meters or whatever, and then you just plug this thing in to an outlet. It's almost like a stinger or a cheater. Has a male prong. You plug that in, and the systems can be like I'm seeing the larger ones are 1,200 watts, but still take the edge off your bill. And what else? Oh yeah, I've been spouting off about this just to let everybody know, to spread the word far and wide, that if you're a veteran, you can get a free lifetime national parks pass. I just went to renew mine recently, and now within the last year or so, this has become available to you as a veteran. So, go get it. And other than that, what a nice day, and happy Easter to everyone out there. KM6YKX. Back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, I have my National Park Pass. I love it. I've used it many, many times. So, yes, if you are a veteran, go get it. Have a great day, Rob. Happy Easter, and we'll catch you next time. KM6YKX, KW6U73.
73.
And good morning, Randy. KN6RS. Happy Easter to you. What are you up to today? All right, KN6RS, got you down as an in and out. Good morning, Ed. KB6ED, how are you today?
Good morning, Jeff and Lynette. Doing well. Just a relaxed morning, enjoying some coffee, and actually nice to hear you guys talking about Air Force activities, because I'm actually got a group chat or a group text going with about 9 different Air Force buddies that I was stationed at Travis with, and they're spread out all over the country, but the holidays come along and we send greetings to each other, but we're also celebrating kind of a hurrah going around about the airman that was rescued, the 2nd Airman rescued out of Iran. Pretty cool stuff. Should make for a good movie, a good book, because it sounds like it was quite the adventure.
Boy, it sure does, doesn't it? I was excited to hear that, and it sounds like there was some local help that were kind of blocking traffic so that it would just delay the time that people could find them. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited to follow up and hear more details, but like I say, I'm sure it's going to be a good story. Anyway, I was asking for a quick in and out, and that's it. And I hope everybody has a great Easter. It's a beautiful day. And best wishes all. KB6ED 73.
All right, you have a great day. Happy Easter, and we'll talk to you next time. KB6ED, KW6U73. Good morning, Craig, KM6LYW. Happy Easter. What are you up to today?
Hey, good morning. We are traveling today. We're going to try and hypermile a little bit, with gas prices being what they are. I don't know. I'm always looking for tips to save gas. We've got the tires kind of overinflated, and we're in econo mode, and I'm in the smallest engine that we have in our fleet. Go ahead.
If you can only turn off a cylinder or two while you're cruising.
Yeah, that's a thing with some of the Chrysler engines. They can actually shut down. So yeah, we have a Dodge Challenger too. That thing's pretty much grounded. Though I have to admit, the last time I tried to hypermile a 6.4-liter engine, I actually got 21 miles to the gallon. So modern engine. I think aerodynamics is probably one of the bigger fuel efficiency things. You can actually get 21 miles to the gallon in a gigantic sports car. But yeah, we're heading to Chico today, going up to see the family, picking up the daughter, going to do an Easter egg hunt and lunch and all that. Then we're going to come back come back home tonight. So yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time on the road. And got an antenna on the car here that's kind of neat. I was going to do some range checks into the repeater now that we have a bunch of voters out there. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, I know we're 1 minute to 10 a.m., so I'm going to give it back to Net Control. This is KM6LYW, Craig in Auburn.
All right, well, enjoy your hypermiling on your way up to Chico, so have a great day. Happy Easter to you. KM6LYW, KW6U73. And good morning, Sam, W9CSO. Anything else for the net this morning? Happy Easter, by the way.
Good morning, Net Control. Yeah, this is Sam, W9CSO, Las Vegas. I don't have much this morning, just a couple of programming radios, Motorola, and see my luck with those radios. But happy Easter to everyone, and thanks for taking my check-in. 73 W9CSO.
All right, thanks for checking into the net this morning. It's getting close here to the end, so you carried me all the way there. So have a great day. Whiskey 9, Charlie Sierra Oscar. This is KW6U73. All right, we've had some others that were log-onlys here. Wait, Mitch, let's see, Whiskey 6, MLW, good morning. Anything else for the net today?
Yeah, Whiskey 6, Mike Lima Whiskey, W6MLW, Alameda, California. Just listening to you guys. Jumped into the middle of it. Was not in the military myself, but my dad was stationed at the 777th ACNW up in Klamath, California, if anybody knows about that, a radar base. He was in Air Force Intelligence. And I had to do a lot of post-facto research on him in the later days of his life for getting him institutionalized and that sort of thing. But I've traced my roots back to that hill. It's called Requa. It's a place up there on the coast of California in Delnor County, just not that far from the Oregon border on the coast. Also, if there are any RSBA1 experts out there, I'm having trouble with an ICOM remote. Trying to choose projects today, whether I take out my new Yaesu. In the field?
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know anything about RSBA1, but your Yaesu itself, what new Yaesu do you have?
Going for days on this thing, trying to get one aspect of it to work, so I need to rein in an expert. If there's anybody that can answer those questions, you can reach me at my call sign, W6MLW at ARRL.net, and we'll set up a way to communicate. That's it for now. Thank you for the net, and I'll turn it back to Net Control, W6MLW.
A quick question, Mitch. I missed it the first time. What Yaesu are you referring to?
I've got a couple of the oldies. I've got an 857D and an 897D. They're supposed to be the same radio. The 857D mobile is in my trunk right now. I've got two ATOS 100 antennas. I don't know if they're 100s or 120s, but I know they just work.
Yeah, I have an 857D myself, and I don't know much about the RSBA one related to it. If there's, I just don't know anything about it. And I have an ATAS in my truck as well, so very cool. I like it. Comment? Go ahead, comment.
So I don't know a lot about the RSBA one, but I have it on a couple of different ICOMs I've played with, and for me, what I found the problem to be was one of two things: either COM ports, the selection of COM ports, but also making sure the computer and everything is the right USB. Like the USB cables are not all created equal. Some just do power, some do data, you know, and then you got to have the right USB port, you know, not, you know, the physical port as far as the level of it, and then also, you know, you got to go in and choose that. So, but that's all I can tell you about that. KM6 YKX.
Sorry, Mitch. Well, you know, good luck with, thanks, Rob, by the way. Yeah, good luck with that, and thanks for checking into the net this morning, and hopefully somebody can reach out to you there. W6MLW, KW6U73. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. And again, if anybody wants to reach out to me, just my call sign, Whiskey 6 Mike Lima, whiskey at ARRL.net, and we'll take it from there. Thank you. Thanks again. Take care.
Alrighty, Coffee Break Net. Well, as it turns out, it's 10:05 and time to wrap things up. I will go ahead and do one more log-only round. One more log-only round.
W6EQF.
And W6STW Maurice.
KI6LOP. Happy Easter, Jeff.
Bravo, Sierra, Yankee, K6BSY.
W6EQF.
All right, let me go through a couple of these here, make sure I got it. I've got Jeff, K6BSY, log only, Russ, KI6LOP, got you, Maurice, W6STW, and then there was a QF station that I thought I heard twice, but come again, please, and I'm just missing you. It's coming down low audio.
Whiskey 6 EQF.
Whiskey 6 Echo QF.
That is correct.
All right, I got you in the log. Anyone else for the log?
November 9, Romeo Echo Sierra, Michigan Mobile. Good morning, Jeff. Happy Easter.
Wow, perfect doubles, and couldn't understand either of you, so spread it out a little bit. I got two of you.
November 9, Romeo Echo Sierra. W8LDT, Tim, Michigan Mobile. Happy Easter, Jeff.
All right, Tim, W8LTLDT, got you, and Bill, N9RES, I've got you as well. Happy Easter, and thank you for checking into the net. All right, good morning, all. This is KW6U for the Coffee Break Net. We'll go ahead and close it down. I just want to one more time say Happy Easter to everybody. Hope you have a beautiful day anywhere that you are, and celebrate it. That said, the Coffee Break Net will be every morning, 7:30 to 10 a.m. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. This is KW6U returning the repeater back to normal operation. 730.